All right, guys, that is a wrap on our time here in LA. We're ready to move on the rest of this adventure. We're hopping on the train here in Van Nuys and headed north. All right, guys, our train is almost here. We just left the station and now we're walking up here to the platform. So it's just a little bit away, like the station's back there, and up here is where we're going. Walking up to the little station. And actually the staff here at the Van Nuys station is so nice. They're so sweet. So they've given us all the directions and we're gonna meet them up here on the platform for when the train gets here. All right, our train is arriving. Well, we got on the train and we're already moving. Check it out. All right, so getting on in Van Nuys, just an FYI, if you leave the station with the staff about 10-ish minutes before you board, so you do have a little bit of a walk from the station to the actual platform. They do have carts where they'll do kind of like a red cap service type thing, you know, for anyone with mobility issues. They did put them on the cart and bring them over. There's a ramp and stairs, so if you're pulling luggage, you can pull your luggage up the ramp like we did, or you can use the stairs up to the platform. But just so you know, there is a little bit of a walk, and if you get to the station like 10 minutes before and there's nobody in there, just know that you need to make your way to the platform as quickly as possible because you're probably going to be boarding soon.
All right, we just got on board and we're looking at the menu already because we're a little bit hungry and lunch is coming up. So I usually get this natural Angus burger, but I see they do have the grilled patty melt, which I've been wanting to try. Haven't had that yet, so I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to get. That is going to be great. And then for dinner, the pearl tempura shrimp looks amazing. And you know I like the Amtrak signature flat iron steak, so that's probably going to be what I go with there. But for dessert, I do want to try this chocolate spoon cake. I have not had that yet. Hopefully they have it on board because that is one that has been eluding me, and the chocolate cake seems to elude me every time, but hopefully we can get that chocolate cake tonight. would never travel.
So headed north on the Coast Starlight, and we've passed Oxnard. We're between Oxnard and Santa Barbara, and we're seeing some beautiful views out of the window here. Look at that, right there on the beach. Now we're across the street, but you can see surfers out there. Look at how pretty that is. Wow. The views are so beautiful. We are in room number 2, so we are on the side where you can see the water here, and it's really amazing what you can see. Got some houses here. We're in a little bit. When we get to Santa Barbara, when we pass Santa Barbara, we'll be seeing quite a bit more too. All right, guys, we made it to the Santa Barbara stop. It's our first fresh air break since we left Van Nuys. So it's beautiful here. They even have the Greyhound Santa Barbara station. Train is here behind me, and they got that old South Pacific train car sitting there. So yeah, we're just kind of stretching our legs out. Probably don't need to stretch them too much just because we just got on the train. But yeah, just walking it out here. And I think once we get in there, we've got lunch at 12:30, so we'll be heading in to grab something to eat.
Folks, if it's the first time you've been on a train in a long time, please take a look at the safety card located in the seat back in front of you, or in your accommodations, and familiarize yourself with the safety information of this train. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please don't forget to flag them to a uniformed Amtrak employee. Ladies and gentlemen, our next station stop 2.5 hours away is going to be beautiful San Francisco. San Francisco is 2.5 hours. We're going to have some fantastic views of the Pacific Coast, as well as the Vandenberg Space Force Base. My sources indicate there is a rocket on the pad today, due to a failed launch yesterday. So keep your eyes peeled, your cameras ready. You never know what you see out here, folks. Once again, a wonderful welcome aboard Amtrak train number 14, the northbound Coast Starlight Los Angeles of Seattle.
Okay, got the burger, cheeseburger, and I'm gonna put all the veggies in mine. So let's put the tomato, onions, maybe not all the onions because Rob might not want to be in the room with me if I put that much on, but I do want to put all the tomatoes on. Look at that. This is gonna be too big, but look at this. Oh, she's so beautiful. All right, let's take a ginormous bite. Look away right now. So good. it? Because I think that's it. That would be it right there. All right, we are in a bathroom. This is a Superliner 1. So let's take a look around here. What I love about the Superliner 1 is that it's a little bit bigger for the bathrooms here. So let's take a peek. First of all, you've got the commode that sits here in the corner. So you've got this space on both sides, and the trash is right here. When you come in, you want to see this little light lit up. It is lit up. It doesn't look like it, but it is. When you lock the door, you'll see this light is on. And you've got the sink here. And you push this, and the water runs. And then it turns itself off. You've got your soap, your towels, a little mirror here for getting ready, outlets, and some covers for the seats, and your toilet paper. This to hang on to. Train moves around a lot, so you want to make sure you're, got your wits about you in here. There's also a changing table in here, as you'll note, so that's a really nice addition as well. Let's go take a look at the shower room now.
Hey, good afternoon.
Okay, we're just across from the bathrooms right here in the shower, which is labeled the dressing room. And let me show you around here real quick. So you have a little hook right here. You can hang some things. And make sure you lock it. And you'll see the little light lit up here. So that's good right there. Kind of gives you the instructions a little bit. Okay, and then right here we've got some soap in front for you, deodorant soap. And a nice mirror up here. Hi. You've got 2 outlets if you want to dry your hair, 120 volts. And then they do provide towels for you in here. And this is a pretty good space if you kind of look around, swirl around here. It's a pretty good size space. It's big enough. You've got bars everywhere so that you do not fall over. That would be very bad. And then let's take a look inside the shower. There's another hook here where you can put your towel before you go in. And then just pull on the door. It's a magnetic strip right there. So inside, there's also another hook right there. And then take a look at this space. It's pretty good. I'm going to stand in here and you can see kind of what that looks like. That's pretty good, right? Not a bad space. Got another bar in here. Close that door so it doesn't swing. Got another bar in here. Got 2 here in case you want to set some stuff. And then you've got 2 sets of instructions to turn the water on here and here. And then this is removable. You can just unhook it and use it. There's also a seat for stability as well if you're a little nervous about falling over or whatever. So that's pretty good. I think this is a pretty good space. All right, I'm gonna go back out here. And there we go. So that's a pretty good space. I'll show you out here what that looks like with me standing here also. All right, so we're gonna head back to the room and relax for a little bit and keep bringing you along on this fun journey on the Coast Starlight.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are coming into our station stop at San Luis Obispo. Once again, folks, if San Luis Obispo is your station stop, please watch your step as you exit the train. We do thank you so much for choosing Amtrak. On behalf of the San Luis Obispo-based conductors and engineers here, we hope you enjoyed a wonderful train ride. And for those of you continuing on, just a reminder, the on-time departure out of here is 8:05. The next conductors and engineers will likely on schedule. So stand there by the train and listen to the all board if you're continuing on with us. So enjoy a wonderful day. Enjoy that beautiful sunshine. Have a wonderful day, everybody. This is San Luis Obispo.
right, we're stopped here at San Luis Obispo, and we are getting a really nice fresh air break. This one's a little bit longer because it's a crew change. We did just have a really great conductor by the name of Andrew, and he told us his grandmother, Mary, watches our channel. So hi, Mary, from San Luis Obispo. And he's actually getting off the train now, and we're getting a new one. Lots of new staff coming on, but that will be exciting as well. We've had amazing staff so far on this train. Very exciting stuff. So we're gonna walk around here, stretch our legs while we've got this chance, because we don't get a ton of breaks to get out and be able to walk around. So we're gonna do that right now, stretch our legs here and enjoy the fresh, beautiful air of California.
We just got off the train here in Salinas, and it's gotten a little bit colder.
It's much cooler than we're used to.
But we're enjoying the fresh air. It feels nice and crisp. I love it.
It is quite crispy. It feels more like fall. So let's go walk around and see if we can warm up just a little bit.
All right.
All right, guys, let me give you a little room tour here before I head to dinner. Let's start actually with the top. We usually start with my bed down below. I'm going to show you what Rob's penthouse is all about. So this is what it looks like here. So look at the space you've got here. So, I mean, that's a little bit more than a hand's length there. So it's a, you know, fairly tight space, and the same thing here. And also note the curve. This actually curves here. So it does kind of take away from the amount of space. And you've got, right now we're just storing the pillows up here because we don't need them, and the blankets. And then this mattress, this is actually the mattress for my bed downstairs. During the day, it's stored up here. So this is what it's like up here. And I actually usually let Rob have this one, and he uses it up here because this mattress is not really that thick. As you can see, it's a little bit thicker on the updated ones like this one, but it's still not thick enough. So I usually give him this one because I don't really need it, because the seats down below are pretty thick. I'll show you those in just a minute. So this is what it looks like here. That's the length of it there. And then you've got this little netting here, which you could put some things in. And then there's also a little baggie here. And Rob usually will put his glasses in there and snacks, water, and the same thing within here, so that he's got someplace to store his things. There's also coat hooks here, and then two more, one here and one there. And this is actually a closet right here next to me. I'm gonna open that up. As you can see, there's a couple of hangers here, some hand towels and washcloths for the shower down below, and the regular towels are downstairs at the shower. And then there's an extra blanket in here as well. So that's pretty much the upstairs area. I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to show you my area here down below. Let's see if I can get that up there without making a ruckus. Here we go. Okay, got it up there. Yay. So all right, so let's take a look at this area down below. Let's look at this first seat. So this is actually the seat that Rob is sitting in right now. He's facing away from the direction of travel, and you can see it's the new upholstered seats. Look at how nice these are. It's nice and cushiony, as you can see right here. Got a nice cushion. This is nice and cushioned. This is how come I give up my mattress for Rob, because this is nice cushion seat. It's very comfortable, actually. You could see that. Very comfortable to lay on, so I'm good without the mattress that they give me. This actually has space underneath. Rob's got his bag down here, and this is actually, the room attendant will make up the bed. We'll lift this while pushing that, slide it out, and it does that on both sides, and that's how it turns into the bed. You got an armrest here, just enough room for a small backpack, and then there's also a little trash can down here, which you'd be surprised how much trash you come up with in your room while you're in here. So that is that side. And then over here, you've got your one outlet that's in the room. Why we highly recommend the adapter that we carry with us, so you could charge 5 things at once, and it is not an electrical hazard or fire hazard at all. So you can do that. We've got a link for that down in the description. Put that here. You can charge multiple things. This is the only outlet in this room. You've got the temperature control here. We've got it turned all the way to cooler. It does get a little bit cooler, but really it's not like gonna turn, you know, your room into like a freezer or anything. You can always turn it to normal or turn it to warmer if you prefer. This is just a little light right here, a reading light that you can use, so that's quite nice. Like I said, this is a really comfortable seat, nice and big, and plenty of space. You've got the curtain that you can pull across, and then they velcro in the middle. Now your air, the heat will sometimes come out of here during the winter time. You got a little, not really cup holder, but cup place here, and the armrest is basically still the same. You've got your table here, which is again the same. It just pulls out like normal. Got a couple things here. And now let's take a look at my seat. So on this side, this is what we've got, the same little you know, push and pull, and that's how the attendant makes the bed. And then here's the seat. It's quite comfortable. Again, it's the same seat as the other side. It's nice and pushy, as you can see, nice and plush. So it's really quite comfortable to lay on. I just put a sheet on it, and then I'm good to go down here once the attendant makes up the bed. This is actually the steps for going up to the bed upstairs. You put 1 foot here, 1 foot here, and then at night I just store this bag underneath here so that it's out of the way. That way in the nighttime, Rob doesn't have to worry about possibly stepping on the bag while he's coming down the steps. So at night, he just comes down 1 step here, 1 step here, and he's on the ground there. And that's usually where we keep our pair of flip-flops. So that's this side, and then let's take a look here real quick. Finish this up. We've got our ceiling light, turn it off, and then you can also turn the night light on. This is push to call the attendant. Music controls, this doesn't really work anymore. They used to, I think, way back in the day, pump music into the rooms. They don't anymore. And then this, of course, is that reading light again, and it does turn, so you can move it if you like, in any direction. Same thing here, curtain pulls shut if you want it, and you're good to go. There's a little cubby in here. I don't think people really use that for much. I've never stored anything in there before. And then there's a little mirror here to help you get ready in the morning. So that's pretty much the space here. Like I said, it's not a huge space. It's a roomette. It's not their biggest, but as you can see, that's a pretty decent. I mean, it's enough for just spending the night. It is one of our favorite, and we do recommend getting 2 of these instead of a bedroom if you both want to sleep just on the bottom and don't want to sleep on the top. So we're probably going to freshen up here and head over to dinner, and we'll bring you guys along so you can see what all we decide to choose from the traditional dining menu. He said, let's get her going. He's trying to make up some time. He's trying to get somewhere.
All right, cheers.
Thank you. I'm going to put the A1 on. Alright, let's get some on here that's important. Oh boy, that came out much faster than I anticipated. Look at this. Ooh, that looks good. That's really good. Really tender too. That was really good. Ooh, that was good. All right, we had a great ride. Got in here late, probably a little after 10, close to 10:30 to the room last night. That's why you're seeing daytime. We had a really good ride. We had a great attendant on the train as well. And it was really comfortable being in the sleeper car in the roomette. Even though we weren't going to sleep there overnight, we like to do that when we have a little bit longer rides, like the ride like this one from Los Angeles to San Francisco, because that way we can lay down and rest along the way as well, especially since the coast views aren't the entire time. So once we're past that point, we could lay down and rest a little bit and be comfortable without any noises and things like that, especially this time around because we were a little bit jet lagged. So that was really nice to be able to do that. Everything was great, and we're really looking forward to exploring San Francisco this time. We usually just kind of pop in for a day and leave. This time around, we're staying a little bit longer. Trying out the self-driving, driverless cars Waymo here in San Francisco. I'm sitting in the back seat, and look at this. I'm sitting in traffic. There's actually another Waymo car right in front, and the bus in front of it. Look at that. It's really interesting technology. At first you think you're gonna be a little bit nervous, but honestly, I'm not nervous. I feel like I've even had a few people like jaywalk cross in front of the car, and the car stopped well in advance of the person because they can sense them all around. So it's really kind of cool. You have this here, and see how it accounts for all the people all around. And see, there's a person moving there across the street. He's right there. It's just really remarkable. The technology is amazing. So I actually, I'm gonna be honest, I feel safer in the driverless car than I do in a car with a person. It's very interesting, but it's good. I'm enjoying it. All right, we are at the famed Pier 39, and they've got an old school Hard Rock Cafe here. Look at this. But there's lots of nostalgic things to do here, so let's take a look at what all they have. Lots of different foods. Look at that. Gourmet house, hot dog house. Let's see what else we see. If you get to the viewpoint here at Pier 39, and if this area is packed, which I've seen it that way, and the lower area is packed, you can go across to Pier 41, and you can view them from there as well. And there's almost never very many people there. Last time we were there were maybe like 10 people there. So you have that whole area, and you can get just as close. A lot of times they'll just come swimming in between too, so you'll see them swimming in between. Okay, decided on to eat something like a nostalgic boardwalk fare. This place here, I mean, that pretty much has all the stuff, right? So I got a corn dog. I'm gonna try that out. It's kind of hot. I'm gonna let it cool off. Plus, I'm really scared of these pigeons. They're like so intense. Well, let's try it. That was good. Yep. I mean, just like you remember eating at the fair. Didn't really have a boardwalk growing up, but did go to the fair. And I do like this. Tastes pretty good.
All right, we just rode the bus over the Golden Gate Bridge. It was amazing. And we got dropped off here at Vista Point. So we're gonna take a look around and enjoy the views of San Francisco.
So if you're a Full House fan, like I was back in the day, you'll recognize these houses right here. They're called the Painted Ladies, and there's quite a few people here taking pictures. It's not too crowded though, not too bad. We stopped and took a picture, walked here. Let me just tell you, those San Francisco hills, they're hilling. But it was worth it. It's so pretty up here. So our time here in San Francisco is up, and we are ready to hop on the train. So we're waiting here at the station in Emeryville for our train. We've got about another hour or so, and then we'll be hopping on the train. Looking forward to the next leg of our trip. If you're staying in Emeryville and not going into San Francisco, there are several hotel options, and they are super easy to get to. So from the station, you're going to go up this walkway. There is an elevator or there's stairs. Go up, across, go down. This is the Hyatt House. This is the Hyatt Place. And over here, over there, right there, is the Hilton Garden Inn. And then there's also the Four Points on the other side, as well as the Sonesta. We've stayed at almost all of these before, just depending on the pricing. But those are all really great if you're just going to be taking off the next day and you just want someplace quick. There's tons of food around, and it's really easy to just kind of walk around with your bag. So not too bad at all right here at Emeryville. All right, we just got on the train and we are already moving. Our beds are already set. I'll show you what that looks like in the morning or in a minute. And yeah, we're gonna get ready for bed here, lay down, and I think in the morning we're gonna wake up in Klamath Falls in Oregon.
All right, guys, I'm getting situated up here in the upper bunk, and the first thing I notice is this air vent is blowing some super cold air, which I am really excited about because I do not like being hot when I'm sleeping on the train. That is not going to be a problem at all for this ride. So if you do get really cold and you don't like cold air, you may want to think about not sleeping on the upper bunk on some of the trains. Some of them are not that hot, but this one are cold, but this one is very cold. So I like that. I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put my head, get my stuff situated, and then we're going to go to bed because breakfast is going to come pretty early in the morning.
right, we are here at Klamath Falls, stretching our legs. Thought it was going to be colder than this, but it's really not that cold. So I just have my long sleeve shirt on here, and that's good enough for right now. Gonna go in and probably have some breakfast here in just a minute and enjoy the rest of the ride. It's a beautiful day here in Oregon. All right, it is breakfast time, and I have ordered this delicious looking quesadilla. Guys, look at this. Eggs, cheese, and some veggies inside the tortilla, and it comes with a side of potatoes and some salsa, and then you can also add a meat to it. They have either bacon or sausage. So this looks super good. I'm gonna dig in. Also, I got, very important, got some coffee, which our attendant made for us. It's out in the hall. And then, of course, gotta have my breakfast orange juice as well. So I'm gonna dig in here and enjoy some views. And I think this is gonna be pretty delicious. All right, guys, guess what time it is? It's lunchtime, and I got the savory chili bowl, and this is actually vegan chili, so I am excited about that. I like to mix it up. So I got it with everything on it, which then turns it not into vegan. But I got the bacon and the cheese and sour cream on here. Those are all options, so you don't have to get those, and you also don't have to get the green onions. So they are all options. And this looks pretty good. I'm gonna have a bite. I do like the beans in here. Has a really good taste to it. And it tastes kind of like, yeah, it tastes like regular chili, just with mostly the bean and all the vegetables in it. But it looks really good.
Fresh air, stretch your legs, have a smoke or vape. However, if you do smoke or vape, it must be done at least 25 feet from the train. This also means, folks, when you do reboard the train, that utensil or that cigarette must be fully extinguished before approaching the train to get back on. Also, this is not an opportunity to explore Eugene, folks. Please do not head down Main Street and try to find out what's going on this glorious Tuesday afternoon. We will be here for just a short amount of time. We are, if you haven't noticed yet, running a little tardy, and we do want to try and make up some of that time. So please stay train side, listen for the all aboard, the whistle of the engine, and immediately reboard the train. Once again, coming up to Eugene, Oregon.
All right, guys, we made it over the beautiful Cascades. We are now here in Eugene, Oregon on a fresh air break, trying to get a few steps in and trying to get some fresh air.
Upstairs until the train does come to a full stop. We have quite a few people stepping off the train, quite a few new faces getting on the train, rather than have the aisleways or the stairwell full of people while the train is still moving. However, now is a good time to just start looking around your surroundings and gather up the belongings. Don't forget to look above you in that luggage rack and then that seat compartment in front of you. Also, please gather up any garbage or trash you may have collected along the way. Dispose of that in the receptacle and either into the car or the one near the stairwell. Once the train has come to a full stop, you can use that stairwell to get to the lower level where your exit door will be located. If you have any checked bags, those bags can be reclaimed inside of the station approximately 5 to 10 minutes after we arrive. For those of you that are traveling further north with us, Portland is a fresh air stop. You're more than welcome to step off the train, get some fresh air, stretch your legs. However, Portland platform is a non-smoking platform. The reason for this is we do refuel the engines here at Portland. So if you do want to smoke or vape, you'll have to go inside of the station, out the front door to the designated smoking area. If you choose to do this, folks, take your ticket with you. Portland platform is a closed platform and you will need that ticket to get back onto the platform, thusly getting back onto the train. If you also do choose to do this, make sure that you are listening for the boarding and reboarding announcements for train 14. For those of you that are going to need red cap service, that red cap service will be available on the platform. They make many trips to and from the station. And for those of you that have a connecting train, train 28, the Empire Builder, listen up, this is for you. Once again, for those of you that have a connecting train, train 28, Empire Builder, we are going to do what is called a train-to-train transfer, which means you're going to step off of this train and then someone will be on the platform to guide you to where you need to go directly to train 28. If you have any checked bags, those bags will be removed from this train and placed onto your train. You will not have to touch your checked bags will be removed from this train and placed on train 28 for you. Alright, once again folks, coming up to Portland, Oregon, the City of Roses.
That must be the Cascades.
All right, guys, just got off the train here in Portland, checked into the Hyatt House downtown. So let's take a look at this room. Love the Hyatt Houses because you do have the little kitchen area. You've got your sink and all your plates, dishes. Look at that, dishwasher, mugs, cups, bowls, microwave, 2-burner, 2 sizes on this one. Everything you need, and then you got a little fridge here, plus you even have a little freezer, which is so great. You've got this nice little island. It's got 2 chairs, so you can sit here and get some work done. And then you've got the little living room area here. And here's what's cool. So it's a studio because it's open here and it's actually open here too. So the bed is behind this TV and the TV can turn towards the bed or towards the living room, which is this. This also pulls out. So you could probably sleep 4 people easily in here. You can see out here, pretty little view. It's on a quiet street, which is going to be great. And then here's your bed area. Look at this nice big bed. King size bed, 2 very nice nightstands. I like all of this. And then we've got a closet, kind of closet area here, which is this, and you can store some things in there. And then a proper closet here to hang things, extra towels or extra sheets for the bed. And then in here, you've got a sink. That's a pretty good size. Not a double, but it's a pretty good size for us to have enough countertop space. The mirror, nice shower. It looks like a nice big size. And then your commode right here. I like that it's a pocket door, so you can close yourself off from the bedroom if somebody is still asleep. So that's pretty good. This is a really nice room. We're gonna enjoy Portland for a few days, enjoy this area, and enjoy this space. All right, sitting here in the Metropolitan Lounge in Portland, getting ready to board the train.
Folks, if you just got on here in Tulsa Longview, have your tickets out and ready for scanning. Once your tickets have been scanned, you are then free to get them out of your seat. Our Cafe Bistro is open and serving at the very back of today's train in that last car. As a reminder, in each of your coach cars, you will find 2 restrooms. On the opposite end of your car from the restrooms is where you'll find the large luggage rack and 2 trash cans. Our next station stop is Centralia, 40 minutes. Thank you. Tacoma, welcome aboard northbound train 518. Service up to Seattle, continuing on into Vancouver, British Columbia. Have your tickets out and ready for scanning. Once your tickets have been scanned, you then can get up out of your seat. Our Cafe Bistro is open and serving. Located in the last car that's behind all coach cars. And again, Cafe Bistro is open and serving at the very back of today's train. But again, please wait till your ticket has been scanned before moving around. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, within the next 5 minutes, we will be riding into Seattle King Street Station. Again, please throw away your trash. Make sure you have everything you brought on board. Lock in that tray table. Return your seat to the upright position. Quite a few of you getting off here in Seattle, but even more are getting right back on. So if you are remaining on the train past Seattle and you have an open seat next to you, make sure that seat remains open. Again, more people getting right back on the train than are getting off. If you do happen to move seats within your car, make sure you take that seat check with you that's above your head. If you're traveling past Seattle, everyone has a seat check. And if you happen to move seats, make sure you move that seat check with you. Check bags can be claimed inside the station at the baggage carousel. Bicycles picked up at the very back of the train. We will open all doors between our coach cars as well as business class. When you do step off the train, take a right, walk down the platform in and into the station. I'll begin opening up coaches towards the front and working my way towards the back of coaches. So please keep all aisleways and vestibule areas clear of yourselves and baggage, so I can come through once we get stopped to continue opening up doors. Ladies and gentlemen, within the next 5 minutes, we will be riding into Seattle King Street Station. Again, please throw away your trash. Make sure you have everything you brought on board. Lock in that tray table. Return your seat to the upright position. Quite a few of you getting off here in Seattle, but even more are getting right back on. So if you are remaining on the train past Seattle and you have an open seat next to you, make sure that seat remains open. Again, more people getting right back on the train than are getting off. If you do happen to move seats within your car, make sure you take that seat check with you that's above your head. If you're traveling past Seattle, everyone has a seat check. And if you happen to move seats, make sure you move that seat check with you. Check bags can be claimed inside the station at the baggage carousel. Bicycles picked up at the very back of the train. We will open all doors between our coach cars as well as business class. When you do step off the train, take a right, walk down the platform in and into the station. I'll begin opening up coaches towards the front and working my way towards the back of coaches. So please keep all aisleways and vestibule areas clear of yourselves and baggage, so I can come through once we get stopped to continue opening up doors.